All right.
Yep.
All right. Now this is one that I want to start with
Ooh.
Lawrence. And this is how much
Man,
Jason
you
Daniel.
gonna start with me, man? Ooh.
I want to start with you simply because, man, me and Dominique had a relationship with Jason. But I know after the Go Be Great conference, Jason took you. Like he grabbed you. You know what I'm saying? And he made you a part of what he was doing. So I think it's honorable for us to start off with Jason Daniels. And if anybody don't know Jason Daniels, let me explain. Jason Daniels is a true entrepreneur.
Facts.
True entrepreneur. He got his own business in Memphis. Light Titan, what is it? Titan
Electrical.
Times
Electrical.
election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he was the fourth person, the fourth member of the Kings of Company. And the Kings of Company, I'll put it like this. Like he was the motivation for me. And I'm pretty sure he was the motivation for all of us because he was so close to where we wanted to be. He was
Right.
already there and he was a mentor. And he came in the Go Be Great conference and he murdered. He got these people out of their feet. I love the fact how honest he was and all that kind of stuff. But I was just gonna get to me. But I just want to explain to y'all who he is. He's 25% of the Kings of Comedy. So when you see us three on the logo, Jason is our shield. That's the shield with the suit and tie. And I
Right.
want to use that tie because that's the first thing I noticed about him when I seen him was his tie.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah, that tie was crazy, and that's why I wanted to do it. And I put the crown on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I put the crown on, bro, because he deserved it. So that's who Jason is. Jason Daniel. His Facebook page, I think, is still up. If y'all want to go and look at him and look at some old posts and stuff like that, Jason Daniel stuff is still up. So go ahead, Law. It's on you.
yeah, man. That was my bro, man. Yeah, that was my bro, man. I knew the lineup that was out there in the Go Be Great, and I just researched everybody who was going to be there and stuff like that. And I never met Jason, and then I reached out to Jason. Then Jason's like, "Yo, I got a company called Titans Electric." I said, "Shoot, I'm on my way." So he come over there. I come over there. We sit down. We talk. He was like, "Yo, let's go out and get something to drink. Coffee or something like that, or something to eat." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down, man." So we go and we sit down, and I'm talking about, just like with everybody else, man. It was just like family right off the bat, right? And so then, we created this brotherhood before we even got to Go Be Great. Like we was on the phone constantly, like with each other. And then we did the Go Be Great, and then we just was on the phone or whatever. They had a show. They had a show called Home of the Hustle,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a show called Home of the Hustle, and they was like, "Yo, bro, we want you to come to the Home of the Hustle and just do a show with me and Jason." Well, me and Jason got on Home of the Hustle, and we was with the streaming company Be Live, and we
Mm-hmm.
killed it so hard that we was number 2 watched in Be Live, and and all of a sudden, man, it was just instant from there. And those brothers like Frank Sale, what I'm saying, all those guys,
Right.
Justin, what I'm saying, and all those guys, they like, yo, we need you with us. And so I ain't never seen nobody really kind of ask me to do something like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it, man. And we did that. And man, me and Jason would spend nights and nights and talking. And I remember I was in a tough spot, and I was afraid of being around him because, and I'm not gonna get into motivational speech, but when you never been in business or you never been around successful people, that inferiority complex kick in, right? And so I told him, I said, man, I'm afraid of you guys, man. He was like, just open up and come talk to me. And he was like, I got you. And so he started bringing me around circles and stuff like that, man. And I deployed and stuff like that, and I came back, and I promise you, man, it was like freaking like a blink of an eye, man. I got the call. I was washing the car. Dang. That's my bro, man. And he wasn't with us no more, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I couldn't believe it. I dropped my phone. I'm shaking like a leaf. Everybody's calling me like because they knew how tight we were, how tight we was getting. And I'm like, no, this is not right. We were supposed to go and build a speaking thing. We were supposed to do a tour with the Kings of Company and all this type of stuff, man. And bro, I went to his funeral, man. I stayed 2 minutes. I stayed 2 minutes because I was so hurt, man. But he meant so much to me that he spoke so much, introduced me to so much. I don't even know who Tim Story is, but I know Tim Story because of Jason. I don't know who Michael Burt is because I know Michael Burt because of Jason. I don't know who Brad Lee is, and because of Jason, I know them guys. And I hit them guys on Instagram every now and then and drop them a message, and they know me by name. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just, man, he meant a lot, man. He inspired me, and I think about it every day, man. I think about it every day that if he was here, man, where would we be? Where would we go? And it's just, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna quit talking, man. But I love that dude, man, and I was hurt, man.
That's a blessing, bro, to have to have somebody open up like that. Open up to you like that and invite you into their life. Cause that wasn't your life, that was his life, and he invited you into his life, man. That's crazy, man. Go ahead, Dominique, man.
You know, I was introduced to Jason Daniels by a good friend of mine, Michael Franks. Michael Franks had been on the Startup Life podcast, and he said, "Hey, man, you got to talk to this dude, my friend Jason, right? Like the dude runs Titans Electrical. Got to have him on the show, right?" So hooked up with Jason, and met him out at his spot, Titans Electrical. And before we even recorded, before we even talked, man, he was like, how you doing? Appreciate, it's an honor to be on your show. I just want to show you around the spot. So before we even started recording, we walked around his spot. And honestly, it was like, it was almost like a mini museum, right? He had the picture of his first truck. Like all the decor on the inside was like, very specific, very intentional. And that's one of the things I absolutely remember about Jason. Like he was extremely intentional about everything that he did. And so, we did the interview, and honestly, we did the interview for, and Michael Franks, the friend I mentioned earlier, he was there as well. We did the interview for about like maybe 50 minutes, but I think we stayed and talked afterwards, all three of us, like 3 hours, just chopping it up, this, that, and the other. He had tons of work he had to get to, but he took the time to just wanted to talk, because one of the things that Jason understood about entrepreneurship is that, like, it's a fraternity / sorority, right? Where not everybody understands this life. Not everybody understands what you have to go through to make a dream or a company work, if you will. And Jason Daniels, man, is one of those people. He will always tell you, I'm all gas, no brakes. You know what I mean? That dude went, all in 100% all the time. And so when I heard of his passing, first of all, I didn't believe it. It's like, nah, this dude just gave like this speaking engagement at this thing like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
No, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he had just started, I believe, like a nonprofit to help, young people in Memphis, right? He had just started that thing. Like, nah, of course not. Dude works out like every day. Like he's built like a Titan, right? Because that was his thing, right? Like, Titan, he loved the Tennessee Titans, stuff like that. That was his thing. And so, and I think me and you, Fahar, we were talking. He was like, "Is this real?" It's like, bro, I'm trying to find out because like this can't be real. And then unfortunately, it came to the thing that that it actually did come to pass. I was not as close to Jason as Law was, and those cats at Home of the Hustle and stuff like that. But what I do know is that, like, besides the word intentional, Jason held you accountable. And that's one of the things I always appreciate about Jason. Jason, like, hey man, you mentioned to me 6 months ago that you was working on a thing. How is it going? Right? And if you weren't doing that thing, we were like, all right, so what do we need to do to help you get to that next step? Right. So it was like it was a way
Right.
of not
Right.
only being accountable, but also like what do we need to do to help you get to that next step? When I did a little conference thing myself, man, he was gracious enough to kind of donate some of his time to one of the participants of the conference that I gave and stuff like that. And also, for those of you who are watching the live on the Kings of Comedy Live, I actually shared something I wrote about Jason, the legacy of a Titan. That link is there in the Kings of Company in this comment section here, and it just really goes to show, you know, what he was all about, what he meant to me, and stuff like that. And the last line of it, I just want to share. It says, you know, Jason Daniels was you know the Titan that told us we all could be one. You know what I mean? That we all could be a Titan. And he believed that. He believed that everybody had the ability to make the absolute best version of themselves. And honestly, and I'll share this quick story now and I'll shut up. Me and Kenda were actually going to an event at Christian Brothers University here in Memphis. And I was at a point where it was like, you know, a little low, a little down, and stuff like that. And on the way to the school, I saw a Titans electrical truck. And I was like, you know what, Jason, you're right. You're right. Quit complaining, quit boning, get to work. And so for me, that was just a moment. It was like, he's still holding me accountable. To this day, he's still holding me accountable. You know what I mean? And so, you know, by all means, everybody, if you're on the live, please check out that, you know, that piece that I wrote. You know, I think I tried my best to, even though I didn't know him as well as the law and everybody else, I tried my best to honor him the best way I knew how.
Man, that's awesome, man. Like, just like I said, I'm learning as y'all talking, like stuff that I didn't know. So that's truly a blessing, man. But this is me and my talk about Jason Daniels, man. I met him at the Go Be Great conference. It was my first time seeing him. Didn't know anything about him. I think he seen me when I got in my car. He said something about my car, and he's like, "You Fahar?" I'm Jason. I'm like, "Cool, cool, cool." I'm like, he looked like he for the spit, so I hope I ain't behind him. And look how everything turned out though. But Jason went in and he murdered. Like he like I said, he got the people off their feet. He got the people engaged. He was unapologetic about what he meant and how he felt and how his love for entrepreneurship. That inspired me so much that I actually got in touch with him after the Go Be Great conference. And I want to say this again. That logo and that tie, I tried to make it as closest to that tie he had on because that was my first thing I asked him after he said something about my car. I was like, "Man, where did you get that tie?" And he gave me all the information, all the information about that tie, and I looked it up, and it was like $100 something. I was like, no.
Right.
But I said, man, if he could afford that tie, bro, got some money. You know, y'all know how I talk. They was like I said, if he could afford that tie, bro, got some money. But the man was so he was so inviting. Like he invited me into what he was doing, and we had talked because I was telling him about his hats. I was like, I want one of those hats, and he was like, I kind of looked to somebody else to do them. I was like, no, I can do your hats. I can do the hats for you. He was like, oh, cool, man. I got to invite you down and do this now. I'm like, cool. But it's like I'd seen how busy he got, and I didn't want to be a distraction. When people got businesses and you know they busy, you kind of don't want to be, on them all the time. Well, hey, man, you remember you said no, I was just kind of waiting my turn. You know what I'm saying? I seen the podcast that him and Lawrence had. Man, it was awesome every week. So most of my relationship outside of being on the phone with him a couple times was pretty much off of that podcast. And I watch how them both uplifted people and how they help people with their companies, and they told from, and they had different perspectives as well. So it's like it wasn't like follow the leader type thing. It was like this how I feel, this how I feel, this we think that y'all should do if y'all got this type of situation and everything. But my um man, so but just off of all of that and him being such inspiration, I seen it online, I think. And the first person I called was Dominique. I was like, Dominique, did you hear about this? He was like, no, I ain't hear. Or like, you said, is it true? Like, I was like, I just asked you. You said no, and I'm like, is it true? And he's like, I don't know. And then I text because I had Laura's number, so um I text Angie, and she texted me back, and I told her. She was like, no, I don't know nothing about that. And, I went online again. I seen somebody else say something about it, and I'm like, guys, this is real life. We had plans. You know what I'm saying? Like we had plans. Like that was like my things. Like we had plans.
You did.
And I talked to Dominique after that once we found out, and we kind of conversated. And I think I inboxed Lawrence or something like that. I got in touch with you some kind of way, and we kind of said something about it. But I it was a hurtful moment. I went to the funeral, and I was sitting beside Benjamin Wade, and we kind of just shouts out to Benjamin too, man. He was there to go be great comfort as well, and we was just like, wow, this bruh, like this really happening. And I actually got to meet his wife. I met his wife at the Go Be Great Comfort, but I actually got to talk to her at the funeral, man. It's a beautiful family, beautiful wife, beautiful family, man. And there was something different, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. If y'all don't know, I had so many plans for us. like like I had so many plans for us, man. But it happened. Everything happens for a reason. It happened like it's supposed to happen. And I know we got a few more things we want to talk about, but I want to say this before we get off. I called Dominique. I hit up Dominique and Lawrence, and I asked them to do a video call, and we talked on a Thursday, probably like 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. And I was like, yo, no, this was a couple weeks ago, but I was like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do this, blah, blah. And I was chilling out. Man. I was relaxing, and I got the idea, and I called them both, and they said, yeah, let's go. Let's go. So a week later, 2 weeks and a half later, I called them, and I was like, yo, I put everything together, Facebook Live, everything's together. So if you ain't following us, let me go put that right there. If you ain't following us, y'all follow us on all social media. But I was telling them that I think we should go live if we get a certain amount of followers and all that kind of stuff, and we should do something for the people. And they was like, cool, no doubt, no doubt. So the next week came, we got about 250 people to get to the Facebook page. We do appreciate y'all for locking in with us on the Facebook page. And I said, yo, it was a Thursday. I said, yo, let's start promoting it tomorrow. And they was like, cool, let's do it. So I got up Friday morning. I started promoting. I put the first post. And then I looked at my memories, Facebook memories. Everybody get them. And I'm looking at the memories, and I see what I put about Jason in 2018. How about we started promoting the Kings of Company the same day in 2018 that Jason Daniels died?
Yep.
Like, that wasn't planned. We decided to promote the Kings of Company at the beginning, the same day that Jason died. I put it in our group text. I'm like, do y'all see this?
Right.
Yes. Like, do y'all see this? Like, this is reality. The same day that Jason passed, it was our first day of promoting the Kings of Company. And I thought that was like, we supposed to do this.
Right.
Like that's all I got out of it. Like we supposed to do this. Like none of us knew. It was nothing we planned to try to make it seem like an anniversary thing or nothing like that. So our anniversary is literally the passing of our brother.
Right.
Man, who, who this who can write that, man? Like this just what it is, man. So we do thank y'all, man. We do thank y'all, and we've been on this subject kind of long because it's worth it. It's worth the time. So big shout out to Jason, man. And I'm always gonna say 25. I'm 25% of Kings of Company. I'm always gonna say that. And that shield in that top corner, there's 25. Dominique 25. Lawrence 25, and 100%. That's who we are, man. So, like I said, I appreciate y'all again.